Once again, it's that time of year as we are getting closer to the start of fall camp. Sean Callahan, Nate Klaus, and Robin Washett here for HuskerOnline.com, and we begin our top 40 player countdown for fall camp today. We're going through players 36 through 40. Let's start, guys. We had a panel of 6 of us voting, so a lot of different people voting. Greg Peterson, Mike Mattia, Brian Munson, along with us 3. The first guy on the list here at number 40, Robin, Cedric King, a defensive end who's yet to play at Nebraska, but with the numbers, somebody Nebraska is going to really look at potentially to see the field.
Well, clearly one of the biggest concerns on this entire team is the depth at defensive end. Who is going to make up that rotation once the season gets going? And you look back to this spring, there was a golden opportunity for Cedric and every other one of those ends to really make their mark and solidify themselves as one of those go-to guys at the defensive end spot. Problem is, none of them really did it. Cedric missed, the last week of spring ball and the spring game with an injury, and really kind of let a golden opportunity slip through his fingers. But the reality is, he's a 6'4", 250-pound, pretty good athlete that I think if he's able to come back and have a strong fall camp, will be able to earn some playing time, if nothing else. All
right, let's stick out that defensive end position, Nate, at number 39, a guy we just ran into walking on the field, Deshaun Neal, redshirt freshman. Clearly, he's used that redshirt year to his advantage.
Yeah, Deshaun Neal's really developed himself over that redshirt year. 6'7", 265, 270-pound kid, looking very impressive physically. Now it's time for him, coming off that redshirt, to go ahead and maybe grab some playing time and create some sort of presence on the field for Nebraska at that position. Like Robin said, a position that's clearly lacking, in depth and in the ability to rush the passer. So Deshaun Neal, a kid who has a golden opportunity to, make a name for himself this fall.
At number 38 is fullback Luke McNitt, and he was someone that moved from tight end and was a guy that played on all the special teams last year. Really has, I think, the most versatility as a fullback for Nebraska. Luke McNitt can catch the ball, he can block, he's bigger than the other guys. So right now he would be Nebraska's starting fullback, number 38, with the potential, I think, to really rise himself up even higher at season end. All right, let's move over now to tight end at number 37 for Nebraska. Sam Cotton, who'll be Nebraska's number 2 tight end this year.
Yeah, obviously this is a position where it's Ethan Carter. He's the face of the tight end group, but Sam Cotton quietly had a very, very nice spring. This offseason he's put on a ton of good weight and kind of reshaped his body. And tight ends coach Davita Thompson earlier this spring said that Sam was maybe the most cerebral player of that group. And, this is a guy that probably could have had a real bad attitude, throughout his career with everything, that went down, with his personal relations with the previous staff. But he's accepted this role and really been a great leader in that tight end group and for the offense as a whole. And I think he's got a real chance to not only be a nice rock as far as a senior leader in that tight end group and in the offense, but also as a guy that could come in and contribute as a number 2 tight end.
And then finally, number 36, Kyron Williams, Nate, is somebody that's really been more a special teams player at Nebraska. A very valuable guy. He's blocked punts over his career, a couple of blocked punts against USC in that bowl game 2 seasons ago. Not really known what his role is going to be, whether it's a starting role, a reserve role, special teams, but nonetheless, Kyron Williams cracks our list at 36.
Absolutely. He's definitely going to have a huge role on special teams like he has so far in his career at Nebraska, but definitely adds a lot of experience to that secondary, and I think has an opportunity to potentially grab some playing time in that secondary there and be a valuable piece, depending on the situation, depending on the packages that Nebraska runs.
All right, that wraps it up here for our first set of rankings. Tomorrow we'll give you players 35 to 31. Thanks for watching here on HuskerOnline.com.